people in the library again, Cat. I was just looking through the Book of Faces. The Book of Faces is full of trolls. I don't know if you understand that. There are trolls out there in the Book of Faces. A wonderful book. It allows you to keep up with your friends and your families and see what they're up to. You just look through the book. You flip through the pages. It is wonderful. And use a magic spell to get there, I suppose. But how is everyone today? Just the Black Cat and I hanging out down here in the library. But we will be transporting ourselves over to the workshop here in a moment. Now that we've finished with our book. What seems to be the problem here? My workshop is not ready. My workshop is not working, my friends. Let's transition to the workshop. There we go. Now we're in the workshop. This is my potions laboratory. You can see steam coming off the cauldrons here. You can see through my hood. Oh, very wonderful. I hope everybody's having a lovely evening. I will tell stories about my adventures of long ago. Thought I heard a troll in the dungeon. There wasn't anything there. Anyway, where was I? Telling tales. Whoa. What's going on there? The Book of Faces made me think about trolls. The time that I got this special ring. Would you like to hear that story? Sure you do. The trolls were in pestilence, they were, on the village. And when I was traveling with a small band of adventurers, they were seeking refuge in a inn we were. And when we were there, they told us there was no room, but if we could help them with the problem they were having with trolls, we would be able to stay, perhaps in the barn, not in the inn, of course. There's no room. So we ventured. We spent the night there first because we needed a rest. We'd been on the long road, long, weary road to Affiliate. Never reached Affiliate yet. I'll tell you that till later. But there we were, on this adventure, traveling, looking for trolls, and there we were in this village. And they said, "Hey, we have troll problem. Can you help us?" Well, us. I should tell you who we were, huh? It wasn't just me. There were others involved. It was a very interesting thing, actually. My friend was there, and the name was Silas. And then there was Suka. That was his name, Suka. Silas and Suka. They were so quiet. There's noises down here in the workshop, bubbling and boiling and lots of noise. I don't know what to make of it, to be honest with you. But been down here a long time alone, or by myself. Still down here by myself, it appears. But that's okay. I'll tell you all about how we ventured out from the village and attacked those trolls. The trolls were such terrible wretches, too, I should say. They were stealing livestock from the village. And occasionally, one of the village women would disappear. Turned out they had him. So there we left the village. The only word that they had was they came from that direction over there. Go that way. And so we did. We went towards these caves that we found up in the mountains. And we waited. You could smell the trolls. I don't know if you know that. You can smell a troll from far, far away. It's a very interesting thing. Yes. But there we were, on the outskirts of this cave. And, we could smell that there were trolls in there. We could hear the bleating of the livestock. Bah, bah. They were in there. And my friends were armed to the teeth. The teeth were armed, so they could eat armored hot dogs, I suppose. But that's what they did. They had armored hot dogs. And, we went into that cave late at night. We could hear the sound of sobbing. Just, sobbing. Like it was one of the trolls. Perhaps it was a trick. They were trying to convince us that it was lure us in with a false sense, of security. They were had the guard down. We could get in there. But we crept in nice and quietly. And the trolls. There was only one. One troll. There weren't many. As we were told there was a whole horde of them, but there wasn't. There was just the one. Oh, jeez, one safety. Plainly forgot that. The troll was crying. So my friend Suka, he went up and placed his hand on that troll and said, "What's the matter?" "Dear troll. Oh my, there's a cat over there. I can see it. I see it now. There's a cat chasing a rat. It's amazing." So, there was the troll crying. But I'll tell this tale again later when there's more people to hear it, I suppose. Right now, I think I'm talking to the cat. What do you think about that, Kitty? Kitty is bored. We're gonna play marbles instead. With my tales of adventure, who knows? Yes, I will sit here for a while. Just sit here and talk about nothing, because that's what I can do. Oh, it's amazing when that happens, I tell you. So there was the troll in the dungeon. Oh, wait, troll in the cave. That's where we were. I always get confused about my stories. Oh. I appreciate you being here in my library, my laboratory, as I'm a master. My apprentice calls this the masturbatory, but do not call it that. I do not care. This is my laboratory, and I'm a master. So remember that. Remember that. I not will tolerate such nonsense from people. Nonsense. So, there we are. There we were. There we are. Any questions? No? Okay. Well, so far, it's been a while. Very short while, but I did notice that there's just the cat and I. And Niest. Welcome, Niest, to the laboratory. Now, it's important to know that I have a wand, but magic is not dependent upon the wand. No. You too can have a wand. Just make it out of wood. This is made out of yew. No, not you. The wood. Y-E-W. Yew. That's what it's made out of. But instead, I'll be sitting here doing my wizarding chat. Yes, it's Wizard Wednesday. Oh, wait. I know what I didn't do. We got to promote too. Rain check. We're gonna go live. It's wizarding time. It's wizard time, people. I don't know if you know that, but I'm a wizard. But I digress with my story. Wow. These people are talking about something I've never heard of. Huh. Pardon me a second. You're a wizard, Harry. Yes, I'm a wizard. I'm a wizard. So I think. Okay, now back to my story about the trolls. The trolls, I tell you. Star Bright Knight is here. He's a knight, apparently. I think that. No. Are you an armored knight? Or are you just a knight? Never can tell. Can't see the shiny armor. I don't have my glasses on, you know. He's a dark knight. There must be only starlight out. So I was telling a tale of the trolls who had attacked a village. Turned out the troll was lonely. He was the last of his kind. Or at least that he knew of. He was alone in a cave. Very sad. Very alone. Just like my cat in the chat. The chat. Now, I was telling this tale about Suka, my friend, my compatriot. He was from the middle of the east. Far away in the lands. Over there. That's where they go. Where they call them. They're in the middle of the east. He had a giant scimitar. It was a big curved blade. It was a terrifying thing to behold. It was even harder to be putting down when you'd be holding it. It was just, I'm a wizard. I carry a wand. I don't necessarily swing around a big axe or wield a blade. But he had this giant scimitar. And he had it held aloft when we were in that cave headed towards that troll. The troll was crying. And he slowly lowered his sword. Let it hit the ground. Got close, he realized that troll was very, very, very sad. And it's not fun to be alone in a cave for many, many years. I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's a lonely place to be, my friends. So, Suka, that was his name, my friend. He approached the troll cautiously, carefully, and asked him if he was okay. The troll looked up with tears pouring from his eyes. And he said, "No, I'm not alright. Thank you for asking." And then they had the conversation. It was an interesting conversation. He basically said he wanted to hear about his day and wanted to know what was going on with the troll. And the troll didn't expect this. He expected to be attacked, of course. He was taken aback. But he proceeded to tell of his problems and his woes, and he was attacking the village. Not because he was angry, because he was alone and sad, and he just wanted attention. It's an interesting thing. I see the wizard of grandly grown. Oh, so there's an important thing here. We've got marble. It's marblicious. We might be rolling marbles later. Maybe. Perhaps. I tried to look in here and discern things, but it seems to only reflect the present. It's not a crystal gazing ball to tell the future of. I love that clear liquid stuff that comes from the rain in the sky. I collect it up. Alexander! Welcome. Welcome to the laboratory of the wizard. I am Lithodora, the arcane explorer. I was just browsing this giant book of faces. Ooh, there it is, the giant book of faces. And it allows me to keep up with my friends and family and see what they've been up to lately. But lately, it was mostly tales of trolls. And it was a terrible thing. People lying about this or that and who was the rightful king, and just couldn't stand being in there. I don't know if you know this, but trolling is a terrible thing. So, I was telling the tale of when I was younger. My friends and I were adventurers, of course. And Suka was my friend. Suka Madik. He was from the middle of the east, I say. Giant scimitar. He would chase down our enemies and slice their heads off, and whew, he loved to wield that blade. Suka. I miss him so. But that was a long, long time ago. But I was telling of the time when we had adventured into this cave.
Well, I've got news for you. You're mine now. You belong to me.
Alexander is following. I didn't know why that's behind me. That's amazing. Look at that. There's little things there. I think there's an explosion in my laboratory. Oh my gosh. I hate when that happens. Oh, there's steam rising from the cauldron. I better stir that soon. Look at that. It's definitely... Yep. It's almost ready. Almost ready. So there we were. We were chasing down this troll that had been attacking this village. We were paid handsomely, but we were paid by getting a night's sleep in the inn. Innkeeper's wife was very gracious to us. So then we headed out, and we sought the cave where the trolls were, because they had been stealing livestock. And there was only one troll in the end, alone in the cave, and sad, that troll. Suka went up to him and put his hand on his shoulder, startled the troll, who expected a fight, but there wasn't one. Suka instead asked him how his day was, asked him what was wrong, if there was anything we could do. Well, Suka and the troll, they became friends. You see, magic is not just wielded in a wand. This is just a vessel that allows the power within you to come through. You too have magic, even without a wand. Words are magical. You could use words to elevate or to decimate. Yes, words. You could say something kind to someone, and it makes their day. You could say something mean. It sticks with them, ruins their week. A terrible thing. Be careful when you wield such power, because whether you realize it or not, you have that within you. Oh, there's a cat under my robes. Trying to attack my feet, I think, or something. So, I do have this crystal marble. A wonderful thing. I did try to squeeze the elixir of life out of it. It turned out this was not the Philosopher's Stone, indeed. Not a seeing stone or anything. It's just a reflection of the present. Yep, that's all it does. But I tried to squeeze it into this glass. Got one little bit of it. Because long ago, after I'd been on my adventures, I'd actually served a king. And this king had almost been killed in a battle because he hated elves. I don't know why. Elves have such wonderful long bottom leaf. And, well, kind of attractive. I don't know if you've seen an elf. They're rather pretty. Yes, my wand. It is made out of yew. Not you. A wood. Yew. W-E... No, Y-E-W. Yes. Yew. If I had a wand made out of yew, it would be smelly, I'm sure. It would be different. Rotting, even. This one's a yew wand. Very supple. Pliable. You can... Ooh, I could do that trick where... Oh, wait, that's an illusion. I'm not an illusionist. I'm an alchemist, as you can see behind me. There are many, many potions. Many, many ingredients. And long ago, when I served the king, he was in a great battle against the elves. And was grievously injured. I rushed to my laboratory. Not this one. The one I had before. And I, did my best, took all of my powers to restore him to full health. But he had gone quite mad. That time he became very fearful of death, and sent me down here to my new master's laboratory, or as my apprentice calls it, the masturbatory. I hate that guy. But a good apprentice is hard to find. So, down here in my master's laboratory, I toiled for decades, trying to divine... Where did I put the stone? There's a stone here somewhere. Anyway, I did eventually concoct a philosopher's stone. I had to sneak out of here every night through the dungeon. I would then head on out into the woodlands. See, like this. Watch this. Whoop! We're in the woods. Isn't that great? Yes. But I was out there hunting, looking through the woods for ingredients, mushrooms that are magical, 11 herbs and secret spices for my flavorful chicken recipe that I love so much. And I would venture out here at night so no one knew where I was or who I was. After a time, they actually forgot about me here at the castle. Oh, gotta get out of the woods. I was in this castle for quite some time, and I was developing the elixir of life for the king, who'd sent me down to the basement. Just munching on mushrooms, lonely as can be. I did have a cat. I don't know if you knew that. I have a cat. She's down here. She's actually a human, with a transmogrification amulet. She can convert herself from human back into a cat. No, not back into a cat. From a human to a cat. She's been a cat for so long. I forget. She likes being a cat. She lays out in the sun. She licks her hindquarters. Whatever cats do. There is a bit of a rat problem here that she doesn't take care of. But being human, I don't think she's ever actually gained the taste for rats. So, okay. But I do now have an apprentice. But for a long time, I was down here alone, working, toiling away, trying to come up with this elixir to help the king live forever. Well, one of the main ingredients is water. Oh, that is so good. So, I was down here toiling away when I finally discovered the elixir I could squeeze from a stone. And I got a thimble full of it. I was able to drink that. And it kind of kept my beard from getting gray. I think so, anyway. I would like to think that it has stopped my aging. I do cut myself and bleed, so I am not invulnerable, just immortal. Important to know. I have read tales in an ancient tome in my library. If you want to venture to my library with me, we could go look at the tome, but for now we'll just stay here. Some people have immortality, but it doesn't stop them growing old, which is just a terrible curse. Thankfully, I seem to have stopped aging, which we'll hold out. So, what I did with my elixir was I took that small amount and then I waited to see, because the only way I could tell you if I was working was to wait and wait and wait and wait and wait. And wait and wait and wait in my master's laboratory. I was waiting and waiting and waiting. And then finally I ventured up to see the king because I decided this must be working. Imagine my shock when I discovered the king had died. There was a new king. He was a much nicer king, and didn't even have to tell him about the elixir. But the old king would have had me beheaded. And the worst thing to be beheaded. Yep, very bad. Even if you're immortal. As I said, I'm not invulnerable. But I wasn't always immortal. He sent me down there. I was a near immortal. So. About the troll. The troll and my friend Suka. My mind is just all over the place sometimes. Squirrel! No, that was a cat. Thought it was a squirrel. I haven't seen a squirrel in some time. I don't know if they're still around. Has anybody seen a squirrel? Last time I saw some, I thought they were squirrels. They were chipmunks. They kept singing some kind of song about witch doctors. I don't know what was going on there. It was a really strange adventure with the chipmunks. Then one time I went on an adventure and they were Chippendale dancers. Clear that one from the mind. So there we were. Suka and I hunting down a troll. When Suka had befriended the troll, and it turned out he was just very, very lonely. Because sometimes trolls are lonely. That's why they come in. They cause such chaos. That was what I was thinking about when I was looking through the book of faces over here. Seeing my old friends from home and family that I have not spoken to and don't remember. Well, that might be a key to happiness, friends. Pick your friends' nose. No. You can pick your nose, but you can't pick your friends' nose. No. Who knows? I can't remember. I'm very old. The statement is not important anyway. I hope you're all having a wonderful time in my laboratory here. Just listening to my wizard chat. If you had any questions about magic, we'd have to go to the library. The library is where you look things up. I don't know if you know this. The library is where things are. Let's go to the library. Let's go. Oh my god, look at that. I'm magic. I just transported us straight to the library. Look at all my old books. This is where I've got the book of faces from. It does have an invisible book patina. It allows me to be trans-dimensionally seeing things. It's like a portal. Not like a video game portal, but a portal. I heard tell of these video games that work on electricity? Electricity. Yes, that's right. Electricity. These people use, the muggles, I believe, have electricity. It's very important. They use it, Oh, elementary wand safety. Don't twirl your beard with your wand. Jesus criminy, I almost blasted a cheek off. The worst thing is a man with one cheek. So there I was, in the dungeon. Let's tell you of another tale, I suppose, I'm sure you'd like to hear more. Now that we're in the library, I could tell you the tale of... Alexander Gomez. Are you the same Alexander that was a knight? Oh, I almost blasted my own nose off. See? Very forgetful. I believe you were a knight. Is that correct? I know Star Bright is a knight. Says so. Right in his name. It's very helpful. We're just gonna drink some water. I don't know if you know that. Water is good. We're going to pull up something real quick though. Oh, what's that? What is that? It's a black cat. There's a black cat over there. I can see the black cat. I wonder if the black cat... Okay, okay. Okay. Uh-oh. What's this? Oh, no. I got a warning. Pop-up. Pop-up blocker. Oh, my. One moment. While I figured out... What is this nonsense?
I am your host.
Whoa. Thank you for the host, Legio Necros. I am telling tales of my many adventures. How is it going, Legio Necros? Welcome to the library of Lithadora, the arcane explorer, Magicop in a man suit. Well, many people are in man suits these days. I was just here looking through the Book of Faces. It's a big tome. It allows me to see my friends that I have not spoken to in many years, and some of the family that I wish to not speak to for many more. But I noticed that it was completely full of trolls. And that reminded me of a story. I was telling the tale of my friend from the middle of the East. Let's head into my workshop. I'm not comfortable here in the library. It's very musty. It's a teleportation. It's very nice. Now we are in the workshop. This is where I work on my potions. But let me tell you the tale of when I was young. We were traveling, my friends. My friend Suka was from the middle of the East, and he had this giant scimitar sword. It curved and sharp blade. It was a terror to behold. And I was beholding it one time, and I barely could hold it. It was heavy. So he carried that thing around. He wore a different outfit. So Suka and I were traveling through this village, and we were funny looking people, they said. So they wouldn't let us stay in the inn, but they made this agreement with us. We could stay out in the barn with the shepherd's daughter. But that's a different part of the tale. But we had to go help the village with their troll problem. These trolls kept attacking the village, stealing the livestock, and just wreaking havoc on the crops. So we agreed, and we traveled up into the hills, and we looked for a cave, because trolls love caves. And Suka found a troll's cave, just because if you don't know this, trolls, you can find trolls based on their smell alone. That is all it takes, is a good whiff of a troll. They seem to be unclean and unclever. Trolls. Go figure. So, there we were. We waited till darkness, just as the night had started to creep into the land. We creeped into the cave. Suka in the lead with his great scimitar held aloft. It was quite the sword. Suka snuck in to the cave, got close to the troll, and heard great noise. At first I was terrified. It was a terrible noise. But it turned out the troll was crying. It was very sad, apparently. But Suka walked up to him and put his scimitar down. Walked up and put his hand on the troll, who jumped, expecting to be attacked, apparently. But Suka wanted to only offer him comfort, because he asked him, "What is wrong?" It turned out the troll was very lonely. There was only one troll in the cave. All the others had left, and they left him alone. He was very sad, the troll was. And that's why he kept pestering the village. And he stole the livestock because he was hungry, but he attacked the village, did all these little things to torment them, because he was lonely and he wanted attention. And Suka Zuko, being the man he was, very wonderful man, he offered his friendship to the troll. And the troll actually came with us. We went on to an adventure. Now the troll discovered something called hygiene, because I, of course, being an alchemist and a healer, have always been a promoter of good hygiene. Gotta keep the beard clean, you know. Keep the beard clean. Oh, wand safety. Don't poke with the wands. Might blow off a cheek. So there I was, now in the company of Sukamadik, the Middle Eastern warrior, and a troll. Now this was all before I left and came to this land and realm where I am now. But that's another story. But let me tell you more about the troll travels. Sure you want to hear about them. We traveled from village to village, and as the troll's behavior became better and better, people tolerated him. Even became friends. And that's why I say it's powerful magic that you have within you. You do. No, not you that my wand is made of. You, Y-O-U. You do. You have magic within you. It's these words. You could use them to elevate. You can use them to decimate. But remember that. You treat someone kindly. You care about them. They will be uplifted. And perhaps you might make a new friend. You never know. It could happen. You make a good friend. And they come and raid you here in your laboratory. Oh my. So, what else did I see today on the Book of Faces? Just so many things were reminding me of trolls that I thought I smelled one. No, it's just the cat. So, have you ever seen the rain? No, that's something else altogether. Sorry. How was everyone's day? It is Wizarding Wednesday. I do love this day. It's such a fine time for me. I have such wonderful adventures sometimes. And then I'm so old, however, I have a hard time recalling all my adventures, and I have to wonder if the herbal remedies have had a little effect on the old mind. The mind is not a book. There's no words etched in here to read or filed away for stories for later keeping. It'd be much more efficient if it were, because those mind-reading quacks would actually have something to do. They're a bunch of quacks that... Mind-reading is baloney. If anybody thinks they can read your mind, they are wrong. Also, the psychics are psychotic. Just remember, there are ways to see other dimensions, but that which is dead is probably gone forever. But the memories that you have of your friends, no one can steal away. Remember that. Write that down. Very, very important. Now, we were heading out into the woodlands to look for some magic mushrooms. Oh, there's a mushroom. These will be used in my special herbs and spices to make a wonderful chicken. It does take 11 secret herbs and spices. I can't tell you what they are, unfortunately. But the chicken will be wonderful. Now, oh, it's daytime suddenly. I did not know I could time travel. Yeesh. It's windy out here, too. Let's head back to the library. I'm gonna teleport and go! Oh, this is the workshop. Oh, my. Oh, I wonder if this potion's almost done. Possibly. Possibly. Now that potion back there is a strong love potion that I'm brewing up. I'm gonna get the lovely maiden down at the tavern. No, I mean, how is everyone's evening? I see that there is a Brancifer joining us in the workshop. This is the master's laboratory, or as my apprentice calls it, the masturbatory. I'd like to kick him in the... But this is where we do all of our potion works. I am so happy to have an apprentice now. You may not know that, but I've been down here alone for a long time. Probably 30 years, I think it was. Just working on producing some elixir for a king. I had only served him a short time. I've actually spent more time down here in the bowels of the castle, in these chambers. I did have a chambermaid at one time, but she complained about being in the bowels of the castle. Something about the bowels, anyway. I don't understand. She did not stay long. She went back up there. And for a good 30 years, I was down here working alone, trying to produce the elixir that I was... What's the word? I was sent? No. I was bequeathed. No. I was told. Yes, commanded by the king. That's the word, commanded. Words elude me, I say. I've been alone for a long time. Sometimes have a hard time remembering. But I've been down here and I worked on the elixir of immortality. It comes from a stone. Very hard to squeeze a stone. I don't know if you know this, but squeezing a stone is difficult. So I did produce a small thimbleful of elixir. It was just a small little glass full, and I was able to chop that down. And then I waited, and I waited, and I waited. Sintan? How are you? I am a wizard. I am Lithadora, the arcane explorer. I have been in these workshops for decades, working on producing the elixir of life for my king. He was mortally wounded, you see, during a battle with the elves. I had to use all of my potions and my powers to bring him back to life. He didn't die. I mean, he was on the verge of dying, but his mind, it cracked during that time, and I understand he went mad. But first he had sent me down to the bowels of the castle to produce an elixir of immortality. And I never saw him again after that. I did see him. We are connected, you see, and I was able to teleport myself to his location at the battle where he'd left me behind. And he died there in my arms. And I do regret that. Especially because I had succeeded in producing the elixir that he wanted me to. It only produced enough for one person. And, I had already drinking it. Hard to explain to the king. He was a bit of a tyrant, and, you don't fail a tyrant, is what I've been told. And, yeah. So he died. Now, I came back to the workshop, and many years later, I went back up to the castle, and there was another king, and surprised me, actually, because he didn't really look like the old king. I don't know who his mother was, but okay. Must have happened while I was down here. You know, sometimes people just, bounce around with the relationships. So, keep hearing scurrying around in the workshop, and I think there's a black cat here somewhere. Did I ever tell the tale of the black cat? Have you heard this tale of the black cat? Would you like to hear the tale of the black cat? I think you should. I think it'd be great. I think my camera froze. I think the portal is freezing. One moment. that was just insanity, I tell you. Oh, we better fix that. Let's zoom out a little. Is that out? Is that in? Oh, good lord. There we go. I hate to say this, but the thing up there on the thing that allows me to you guys to see me, it kind of just fell apart. It was very interesting. The it really. Oh, I'm getting blurry. Oh, there we go. Whew. Whew. So, wow. The top of my head is cut off. I think I need a little adjustment. Hopefully not too much. Yes? Good. Now we are in the workshop. You can see the potion behind me is steaming. There's two of them actually steaming. Look at that one over there. Oh, it's almost ready. So I am Lithadora, the Arcane Explorer. And I have been down here for many years, playing with my marbles. At least I haven't lost my marbles, friends. You can see this big one here. It's very, very big. It's an amazing thing. I see some illusionists were playing like this. And look what I can do. Anyway. But that was not a very important thing. There is also this thing here, which, despite all my efforts, I've not discerned exactly what it's for, or what it does, but it seems to have great power within it. I don't know precisely why, or how that works. Sometimes I just stare into the orb of power, trying to discern its secrets. There must be something about it. It seems to be a wonderful. Oh, gosh! Then over here, this is most sacred. We've got the statue of a black cat. Now these were brought to me from Egypt. China on it though. China. It says China. I don't know where China is, but I was told they came from Egypt, where there are great pyramids built. They had a scheme, and what they did there was they put together these pyramids, and they had people come and give them money. The person at the top would end up with most money, and it was a very strange thing, to be honest. I don't know how that worked out for long term. They thought that they would come back to life, and necromancy is the only way to do that. And if you've ever met a necromancer, well, you'll regret it, actually. They're just very, very weird people. We do not deal with the dark magic, as they say. We do not do that here. And then that happened. Yes, it did. I think I consume more water than I use in my potions lately. It's a very important thing to have hydration. So I do thank you all for stopping into my workshop today. It has been great fun talking to you. I think I might have another tale to tell. Let's see. As I say, my memory is not as sharp as it used to be, sitting down here alone for 30 years. Words escape me at times. Sometimes I forget the words, and other times I start singing right along. What is going on with the twitching? It must be the twitching hour. Seems to be a problem lately. Twitching. Like it says my black cat is gone, but I can see the cat right there. I can see the black cat. How could it possibly be gone? I think that there seems to be some kind of issues with the twitching issue. Weird. Shirley, are you here? Welcome to my laboratory. so happy to see you here. I am Lithadora, the Arcane Explorer. Ooh, Dr. Dreas is there. We will be talking for just a few more moments, actually. Maybe I have another story to tell, but that's about it. And then we'll move on. One moment. Ignore the man behind the curtain. I am Lithadora, the Arcane Explorer. This is my workshop. I've been brewing a new potion back there. It's a love potion. Not love potion number 9. That hasn't worked out much. There's gonna be a black cat behind me. Look it! Look at it! There's a black cat! See? Look at the cat. See the cat? See? She turned back into a person to walk by. It's been an amazing time. You have just had an amazing sighting. I do not know if you know this, but that was very rare for the cat to be seen like that. That was amazing. I hope you all are just as enthusiastic as I am about that. Yay! Look at that. The cat was there. We're going to put up a rager mode. That's the wrong thing. I was going to put something in the chat to help the cat. But we're just going to put up the, that one. We'll put that one there. Woo! It's the Saxy. Woohoo! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Oh, look! It floats around. I'm a wizard. I made them float. Let's do it again. That was amazing. We're gonna make some things fly around. Just because we can. We're gonna be like, wee, wee. Oh, look at all that. This is gonna be fun. Watch this. I'm gonna make things fly. You could do this too, I think. There they go. Oh, look at them bouncing around. Ooh, I like that. You can put things in the chat and they bounce around like that. Did you know that? Huh. Oh. What? Don't do that? Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. Why does it say you're not in here, though? I can see you. I just saw you walk by. And it says, you know... I don't understand. This twitchy thing is just such a pain in the bottom. Oh, look. I got like Princess Leia ears going on. Let's get rid of those, huh? Let's do that. It's Wizarding Wednesday, my friends. It's Wizard Wednesday. I'm going to be telling a tale for just a few more moments as I streamed away. Oh! Legio Necros raided me 24 minutes ago. Raiders are usually a terrible thing, but I appreciate the raid. I really do. Appreciate it so. Let's see. Ooh, what else is here today? Huh. Huh. Star Bright Night. I do appreciate you sticking it through with me. I don't understand. I'm gonna rejoin my channel. What? I'm refreshing something because it just seems to be... It's such a weird thing. I tell you. There are people here, but they keep disappearing. I don't know how or why, but perhaps I'll tell you about an old lady who swallowed a fly. No, that's a different tale altogether. We won't tell that one. The cat is saying there's something in her water, and she needs a fresh bowl. It's funny. When she's a human, she won't eat from the plate. Turns into a cat and eats from a bowl. Something about the tongue. I don't know. I do have to say, though, if you were that limber and you could lick those places, you probably would too, hmm? You, like my wand. It's made out of you. Not you. Not you. You. Y-E-W. You. It's a very important thing. I am a wizard, and I do have some tales to tell, but I might save them for another time. Maybe we could roll out marbles. Ooh, we could roll marbles. I do have a giant one right here. We could switch to marbling. I'll just sit here and roll out my marbles with my wizard balls. I mean, wizard wand. We're gonna do that. We're gonna switch out of the laboratory, I think. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Maybe we'll do that. We'll do a little bit of tilting. We'll call it wizard tilts. It'll be great. Let's give that a go now. It's so much fun. Here we go. Let's just switch right here like that. Oh, look at that. I'm a wizard. Dude, I'm in a wizard chat now. Oh my gosh. Look at that. I'm a wizard and we're going to marbles. It's going to be so much fun. Oh, wait. As a wizard, I must see. Oh, good golly. It's Wizarding Wednesday and marble time. We're going to marbles. Marbles on stream, people. I don't know if you know this. It's magic. It's a kind of magic. Welcome. Now, I'm gonna tilt. First of all, let's get into the game. Let's close that up. Let's do this. Let's do that. Put exclamation mark play into the chat, says the cat. Just like that. We're gonna do it. Me and the bots, we're gonna tilt. There's just the three of us necessary. We're gonna be doing it. Wizard chatting time. I can tell you all about it. But first, we're gonna tilt. We're gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for a moment. And then I will continue to stay in character. I don't know if you know this, but you could play too. We put exclamation mark play into the chat. And you could join. You could get your balls on the table. We're gonna do one tilt, and then we'll do a race. It'll be so much fun. Oh my. Ah. It's wizard time. It was Wizard Wednesdays. Now, next time, I will tell you more stories, more adventures. But as of right now, I couldn't think of any. My brain was kind of empty at the time. There was so many adventures to tell that I couldn't remember any. I mean, have you ever had that problem? I know I have. I know I have. We're gonna keep tilting. Because we can. Because we can. My friends. We're going to put a timer up. Just as soon as my marble hits that table. We got 60 seconds on the clock. Put an exclamation mark play into the chat. And you could join just like a cat. Just like that. Just like that. We're going to tilt for a bit. Just for a few. See how far a wizard can get in tilting. Huh? It's wizard tilts. Update my stream information to wizard tilts. Bees. God, look at that. There's only 3 balls in here. Oh my. Let's get more balls on the table, You want to get your balls in on the table too, I bet. Here we go. It's Wizard Wednesday. Wizard tilts. As soon as I'm done tilting. Hang on. What? Whoa, whoa. What the heck, man? Lost control there. Oh no! I lost control. It's marbles. Okay. Tilting, tilt. Let's see. Watch this. People might show up if I keep tilting. Who knows? Paris tilting, I tell you. Okay, we are rolling the marbles. Whee! Here we go. Dun 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 dun. All right. What's that? A box of chocolates? Holy whack-a-mole! Oh. Ooh. Get your marbles in. Now's the time. I'll be right back, everyone. We're doing wizard tilts. We're doing some wizard tilts, I tell you. Woohoo! I'm putting bots in because I have to. I need marbles to tilt with. And none of the grinders are here. So, they're scared by a wizard. We're going to continue to rock. We're going to rock with the chicken. Chicken rock. We're going to tilt some marbles for a little bit. And then we'll call this stream a quit. So, here we go. We got 10 seconds on the clock because, hey, they don't need the time. They're not going to be here. Here we go. Whee! Let's get that stool, put my feet on it. Oh, that's much better. Here we go. We're going to tilt this stuff. Get these marbles rolling to the end, to their destination, ladies and gentlemen. Like a wizard should. Like it's magic. We're going to tilt. Maybe even do a race. I don't know. Maybe we'll do races. I don't know about that, though. What the heck, Litadora? What are you doing back there? Come on. Everybody gather together. Everybody gather together. Here we go. We're going to get that last ball rolling down there. Wizard time. It's wizard time. If you'd like to hear exploits of the wizard, let me know. Rolling, rolling, rolling. We're tilting. We are tilting. It's Wizarding Wednesday. It's Wizarding Wednesday. It's Wizard Wednesday, my friend. Exclamation mark play into our chat if you want to be in on that. We are going to wait for the black cat. One moment. Oh, jeez. Almost walked away with my headphones on. That would have been good. Nisi is here. Hang on one moment. We were in my workshop, but I was running low on tales to tell, so I ended up just tilting some marbles like a wizard. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna tilt for a moment, then we'll return. I'd like you to see the workshop. So let's take a look at the workshop really quickly. Look, it's a workshop. See? Ooh, look, the potions are brewing, and they're brewing, and I was telling tales of the adventures of my youth, where there were many trolls. We had this thing, the Book of Faces. I was using the Book of Faces to visit or see what my old friends and family that I haven't seen in so long were up to. And I noticed the Book of Faces was just full of trolls. And those trolls reminded me of a story of my youth. And so I told the story of Suka, who was my friend from the middle of the East. and we were adventuring together, and we were staying in an inn, and oh jeez, they said they had no room for us in the inn, mostly because I think they thought we were funny and we smelled like the elven long autumn leaf. But they did say they were having a problem with the trolls, and so we went and stayed in the barn. And of course, they did make us go look for the troll. We couldn't just stay in the barn. They wouldn't give us any food that way. So we did go out into the hills and we looked for a troll cave. And a troll cave is not hard to find. You can mostly find it by smell. Don't know if you know this, but trolls really are smelly. It's not just their attitude that stinks. So we went off into that adventure and we looked for the trolls up in the cave, and we found them based on the smell. And as we got close, we saw that, or we heard rather, we didn't see it. You heard it, you fool. A sobbing coming from the troll's cave. The troll was crying, it seemed, because he didn't put exclamation mark play in on the tilt and didn't get in. He was very upset. You gotta put exclamation mark play into the chat now. Is your time. We'll put 1 minute on the clock while I continue to tell the story of the very, very lonely troll. See, the village was being attacked frequently. Just petty things. Nothing big. Just minor things. Disinformation here. Like a pie stolen there. But the troll, it turned out, was just a lonely troll. Hello, Kill Spree Maniac! Welcome to Wizarding Wednesdays. I am Lithadora, the Arcane Explorer, dropping knowledge with my marble skills as we roll out now. Doesn't look like we were going to get the black cat in this time. But she's a cat. But, so, my friend Suka and I, we traveled into that cave, and the troll was very sad and sobbing. Just, you never heard a troll cry. Let me tell you, it's actually kind of terrifying to hear a troll cry. Because, you know, what are they up to? So the troll, oh, Lith, where are you going? To your death, that's where you're going. Ah, what level am I on? 5? Not doing very well for a wizard, am I? Well, you 3 are going to stay alive. That's what we're going to do. We are going to keep you alive and get you to the end. Yes. Yes! Unlike that troll. See, the troll was very sad and turned out was just lonely. He needed a friend. Some kind words said to him. It turns out that's what trolls need. Is to be killed with kindness. The troll came with us on our adventures for a short period of time, but trolls, unfortunately, aren't welcome in many places, even if they are reformed. Oh! Oh, look at it! Level 5! It's been a while since I've been doing this marble thing. I've got this large one up here, you know. It's a real marble. Now we are on to level... I smell herbal remedies. I do. I smell them. Somebody is seeking out the spices. I do. I smell them. Herbal remedies I smell. I wonder. Exclamation mark play in the chat. Is the black cat gonna join us? Maybe. Oh, that would be nice. Look at that. There's a black cat with us. Now, the black cat, of course, was just walked behind us. You missed seeing the cat, Nisi. The cat was here for just a moment there in the scene as we were in the laboratory. As you know, the cat is actually a human female with an amulet of transmogrification and was able to transfigure herself into a cat. She does spend most of her time being a cat, and quite honestly, who's to blame her? I mean, if you could sit around in the sunshine, basking all day, having 9 lives, getting frisky, That's the food. The food is frisky. It's important. You know, not getting frisky with the cat. She's got claws. She's got claws. It's not fun. So we are tilting now. We were in the laboratory telling tales of adventures, but I was running out of ideas for my old adventures. Not ideas. Memories. That's the word. See, I spent 30 years alone in the workshop, and many words eluded me after a period of time. There was that chambermaid that was there down in the bowels of the castle with me for a period of time, but she kept complaining about the movement of the bowels. I never felt the castle move, but she complained about it. He is gone. Now there is another cat around here. Fenrir Greyback. Now Fenrir. Yeah, he gets really upset when you say it wrong. He turns into a beast of a creature. Exclamation mark. Play again into that chat if you'd like to join us. Bonesman, welcome to Lithodora's Arcane Adventures. I am Lithodora, the Arcane Explorer. I was telling tales. We're going to venture back to the workshop for just a moment. Put your marbles in. Put your marbles in. Now's the time. We're going to transport ourselves to the workshop one more time and have a look at all these wonderful potions. The steaming away. That's a love potion. It was commissioned by a young maiden in the village. Suffice it to say, it's more of a lust potion, and she had that power within her the entire time. It's an amazing thing. She didn't need my potion. She could have just said, hey, how you doing? And that probably would have worked, but, you know, I'm willing to take a little bit of gold. So all she's got to do is drop that in there. Whoop. Now, not just sugar water, because most men are susceptible to women. There are some men who are not. But, you know, you gotta take those swings. You'll never know. You'll find out. Oh, we're gonna start now, though, because I'm a clicker of buttons, I've been told. I really know how to press some buttons and get things moving in life. And so, we are going to roll these marbles, and I'm doing one tilt, I think, just because I was, well, basically I'd been alone in my workshop for 30 years, and getting some balls up on the table, at least, you know, that's possibly the kind of thing that the people who aren't susceptible to the women's wily ways, as they say, would prefer. Now let's just keep these balls rolling, and slow down. We're gonna tilt into the corner. Come on. This should be easy for a wizard to do. Right there. That's right. Everybody group up. Let's go. You all have a travel partner? Uh-oh. I didn't look ahead. Uh-oh. Shnikes. Uh-oh. We're gonna lose some of you. I'm so sorry. Where are you guys going? No, stop. No, come back. Please, don't go. Okay. Gonna roll down the bridge of sorrows, and hopefully this might not have been my level. That's all I'm gonna say about this. This might not have been on the level. Where are you going? Get back here. Get back here, yo. Pay attention, I'm a wizard. Pay attention to the wizard. Oh, is that what the problem is? Got the board all tilted. Okay. See, I got all confused, my friends. Very confusing it is to be a wizard at times. You forget you have powerful magic, and I could have just teleported those balls back up onto the table. But no. Those marbles are gone forever. Because that is which dead can never be returned. Alright, let's see. Do we want to move on to the next level? Of course we do! We're gonna put exclamation mark play into the chat. And we could keep on rolling these marbles. We got a few more marbles to do. Exclamation mark play. I'm still gonna put my bots in because I have to have my followers. We can do it. Exclamation mark play into that chat to be here with my black cat. Let's see, we're gonna go ahead and start the clock with 60 seconds on it. If I could figure out where my mouse went. Oh, goodness, there we go. We're gonna put 1 minute on there. We will keep it rolling, as they say. Rollin', rollin', rollin'. Now, we had a raid earlier, which was amazing. I believe a raid is a nice thing. Rico is here for Wednesday Magic. We are going to be doing 1 tilt, and as a wizard I should do a great job, but we'll find out. So here we go. We're going to roll these marbles. Bones is in, Rico's in, Nisi's in, I'm in, and because I need 6 marbles. I put those bots in there. It's a terrible thing to use automation. Man versus machine. Oh, there's the cat. The cat is here. Oh, I might pick him up and show you after this tilt. Fenrir Greyback. He's the cat. We're tilting. This is a tough thing to do. I've been a marvelous wizard with marbles. We will roll them to the destination as best as we can. And hopefully we have the lovely triangle boards to roll off of, and not those pestilent ones that I hate so. There we go. Now we're good. Now we're rocking. Look at that. There we go. Just roll them right into that for safety. There we go. Into the corner. Good job. Yay. Let's look ahead. There comes the spot that I hate, so we're going to roll up here and into the corner one more time on this Wizard Wednesday. Hopefully this is not our last level. Uh-oh. Oh, I just sacrificed somebody. Sorry, Nisi. I lost Nisi. I can't believe I lost Nisi. Alright, let's get everybody down here. And to the corner. I lost Nisi. Of all people, I flung Nisi Day out. Have a Nisi Day. It's I before E, except after Nisi. Remember that, kids. Very important. Well, we've almost all made it to the end. Ah, so sorry. I can't believe I flung a marble like that. But sometimes in life we must make the sacrifices. Exclamation mark play. Into the chat. We are tilting until we die. Oh, kitty. Kitty, kitty. Kitty, kitty. See, here's Finny and the black cat. Oh my gosh. Everybody, be honored by the presence of the cats. I had both cats here for moments. It was amazing. Oh, we should get started with a timer. I'm a bad wizard. Not a bad wizard. That'd be a warlock, I'm sure. A warlock is a wizard who has turned upon his brethren. And I guarantee I have not done such a thing. Rico, come flying on in here. We've got 45 seconds. I think that is everyone. Unless the cat is going to join. Good job. Doesn't matter. We'll get started. We're going to get started. Yes. We are racing now. Tilting. Not racing. We're tilting. Ooh. Ooh. Here we go. We're going to tilt it like a wizard would. Yes. Wizarding Wednesday. I will tell some more tales of adventures. But it's hard to do when you're tilting. See, on an adventure such as a tilt like this, you want to keep your entire party alive and together. Uh-oh. Yes, there we all are. Together. We're only on level 9. We're still in the blue levels. This should be easy. But these robes are made from many esters. Because it's polyester, it says on the tag. And esters are big women, apparently, because this is warm. These robes are. So Esther must have been many women. They're big, large women. That's all I can say about that. The polyesters. Whoa, 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 whoa. Well, we're gonna make that sacrifice, I guess. Sorry about that, everybody. Oh God, we're about to fling everybody off the table. I didn't look ahead. Alright. Is that everybody left? Yep. Sorry about the loss. We lost one marble. Who was it? Was it the cat? We might have flung the cat off. We might have killed the cat. But remember, cats have 9 lives, so we shall be okay with that. But the cat will come back the very next day. I heard tell. We have saved so many marbles. There's the black cat. I wonder who we lost. There's Nisi Day. We've saved almost everyone. Sometimes, though, on an adventure, there must be a sacrifice made. I thank the great warrior who has sacrificed themselves so that we may continue on with our journey together safely to our destination at the end of level 9. Whew. Who did we lose? Was it a bot? Because that is their purpose. Yes, the bots made it. We sacrificed. Oh, so sorry. Kill spree. Maniac. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to do it one more time. We're going to put that exclamation mark play into the chat. I'm going to put those bots back in because I like them. Ooh, kissing sound. Rico is here with us again with his lovely, lovely emotes joining in. Black Cat is in. Bones is in. We're going to leave it going for another moment just to see if anybody joins us. I think that is everybody. Killspree might join us again. Now, let me whip out my wand and think hard about another tale that I could tell while we play marbles so well. I did have an adventure with a dragon once. It was dragging on the ground. It was mostly lunch bag. That is quality H2O. Okay, we're going to start with 10 seconds on the clock. We're on level 10. Let's take a look at what we're facing. We are facing horrible agony, I tell you. Horrible. Excruciating pain. And other things. Here we go. We're going to tilt our way to the destination. Let's see what happens. I sometimes am amazed that I'm still here. Tilting and tilting and tilting. Uh-oh. Shit. I just flung everybody off the table. I did do that. We all just kind of went whee right off into the oblivion. Let's do one more, I guess. No, I could return to the workshop, but we had our grinders. Look, 1, 2, and 3 here. It's amazing. Let's go back to the workshop, because as much fun as that was, tilting is not for everyone. And I've been at this for a bit. And these polyester robes are a bit warm by any standard. I don't know if you know this. Very warm the ester polys are. And we could keep going for just a bit longer and do another should we do another one? That's what we could put a poll up. A poll. No, we'll keep it going. Unshelled aura. But we could just have a chat here in the workshop for a moment. Or we could do marbles. One more time with the marbles? One more time? Because we are technically a wizard. Let's try. Hello everyone. So let us try to tilt one time without falling off the map. Let's give it a go. What do you say? It's gonna be exclamation mark play. Now, Nisi, you're gonna be streaming soon, is that correct? There is a stream behind you, and it will be fine. Everyone's joining in for this, the first level. We'll get started on it immediately, because there are no points to be had in this. We will be racing, cooling off with this wind of cooling. Unshelled Aura is here with our winged creature. Now, I have not had to even join myself. Woo! Have you been feeling better, Unshelled? Because I am an alchemist and a healer. Perhaps we could brew you up a potion in the workshop. Make you feel a little bit better. There is a plague upon the land, of course. And, not much I can do about that one. But, upset stomach and things like that. I'm your Pepto-Bismol. Oh, Nisi needs a potion for herself as well. Oh, I should join in. And put 1 minute on the clock and say, exclamation mark play. What kind of potion would you like? I do understand that alcohol is a solution, but it is not one for problems. So if you need that kind of potion, you know. Ooh, look at that. He brought a castle. I like it. I, too, live in a castle. Like, watch. We're going to check out my workshop. Look at that. I live in the castle down here in my workshop. I am a master. I have an apprentice. This is my laboratory. The apprentice calls it the masturbatory because it's the master's laboratory. It just never gets old with that kid. Thankfully, I do have an apprentice now. I spent many years alone in the basement. That's why I talk to myself like I do. Kill spree coming in at the last second! Oh my! I thought perhaps it was gonna go on a kill spree. Let's keep it tilting. Let's keep it rolling. Like, whoa, Jesus Christ! What Jiminy Christmas! What just happened? Somebody kicked the mouse. I think it was the cat. You know, cats, they love to chase mice. And there I was, with my computer, all askew thanks to the cat chasing it, batting at the mouse constantly. That's just... what a kitty. What a kitty. Now, if I can keep you all alive, this is just level 2, so it shouldn't be much of a problem. I have actually gotten to the end of level 2 and thrown everybody off, though, so I won't get cocky about this here. We'll just keep tilting. One more tilt before the tell. The dragon. There was this time we went out looking for a dragon egg. We were sent by the king. Not the king, not King Norcalian, just a king of the realm we were in at the time, because as I say, we were on many adventures when I was young. We traveled through many lands, and I was able to use a portal of teleportation to take us to different dimensions. One time we went to a land far, far away. It was long, long ago. We went to a place called Dayglow. Dayglow Blah, I think it was. And we met a little tiny goblin-looking creature. It'd say, poke him with a stick. He liked it. Poke him with a stick. It was not good, he said. We're going to start that with 1 minute on the clock. But we went to Dayglow Blah. Hung out with that little goblin. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, that's what he would do. But that's not where we met the dragon. That's where we met the little green guy. And, see, what's fun? There, oh my god, look at that. That's how you make an entrance. That was a teleportation ring, I think. Kill Spree Maniac comes flying in a comet. Not Cupid, not Donner, not Blitzen, but a comet. Rasta. How are you doing today? And welcome to the tilting world of the wizard. I am Lithadora, the arcane explorer, seeker of knowledge, here in my library. See, I'm in a library. Very important to me that I read all these books. But we took some time off to do some tilting. And we're gonna tilt. Try to keep everybody alive and get them to the end. Did I put myself in? Yes, I did. Good. Because I could use a point in this strange grind of marbles. Let's see if I don't screw this up. Because we did have some problems. My camera. Camera. It is the teleportation portal device thing that allows you to see my face. Electricity goes all wonky around wizards, so I wasn't sure it was going to work. But the electricity seems to have sorted itself right out. Eclectic. So you have to plug it in with a cord. It's very important. Hey, look at that. I tilted our way through level 3. No problem for a wizard like me. Very good. So, that brings us to level 4. We could drop some more. You just push !play to get your balls up on this table. You could join me. It'd be fun. It'd be a great time. We'll just keep it going. We're going to get that timer started here in just a moment by putting !play in on this chat and dropping a bot in there because, hey, I don't get time to wait. We ain't got time to wait. We're going to push start on that clock. Look at that. And we're looking at finishing the tilts. In 45 seconds, we're going to be tilting. Like tilting. It's Paris tilting, I tell you. If I were from France, this would be Paris tilting. Woohoo! We will be tilting for just a minute more, and then we'll kind of do what we're doing. We were telling tales. Oh my, we're getting started. Look at all these people. Thank you for stopping in and tilting with me today. Oh, there's lots of places you could be. You could be elsewhere. You could be over there. You could be doing that with this and that and that. And this and that. And all of the other things you could be doing. This, that, and the other. I don't know how you do all this, that, and the other. But, you know, maybe you could. Maybe you could. Tilting. We'll get to level 10 without much of a problem, I'm thinking. And then, that's where I run into issues. Come on, back it up, back it up, back it up. My daddy taught me good. Okay. That's right. We got the marbles across the finish line. It was only level 4. I mean, whew. You know, I don't know. We're gonna keep it going. I'm gonna join in, get your marbles in on the table for the wizard tilt on Wednesday. This is the Tilted Wednesday Wizard. That's all I can say about that. We're gonna keep it up there. We're gonna go ahead and put our bots in on here because that helps us get the timer started. Because there's not enough people to start the timer without the 3 marbles. Killspree's in, Rico's in. Everybody's joining on in. I'd like to thank everybody for dropping your marbles. You could join us on the Discord. It is intended to be a hub for streamers to have a home. If you do not have a Discord and you are a streamer, that could be your home. It would be a wonderful place to go. Now, we have 35 seconds remaining on that clock. If you are not in here now, is the time to get your balls on the table. I will take good care of your balls, I promise. This is only level 5. I will try not to fling them off the table. In fact, ooh, Just a nice ball. Let's take a look in here. Ooh, look at that. Sparkly. We've got 9 seconds. We are gonna go rolling out like it was magic. It's a kind of magic. Woo! Let me take good care of your balls for everybody. I will do my best. Thank you for putting your marbles into the care of the wizard. We will do this thing we do. These marbles kind of remind me of the time we hunted down a dragon egg. It was glowing like that one right there. Just like that one, yeah. What, that green one, yes. That reminds me. Nisi! Is that a dragon egg? That's what it reminds me of. We were hunting for the king. He wanted to ride a dragon. And, we basically said, have you tried, looking at your wife? But he didn't like that joke. And so we were sent out on a quest. And told to not come back without a dragon egg. But of course, we didn't live in that kingdom, so we just didn't come back. Many years later in life, we did come across a dragon egg. We found one, finally. And, sorry, guys. How many marbles do I still have? Just 2? What the? Thought I had all of you. What? No. No way. I can't believe that just happened. I flung everybody off the table on level 5. We'll get you to your destination, and we'll try to keep you alive. Hey. Come on, just go. And nobody gonna make the box like that. What's going on? Oh, no! I thought they were all gonna go. And just nobody came along. Bones, man. I can't believe level 5. Well, is it time for me to tell another tale in the workshop? I could tell a story. But it is kind of getting late here in the workshop. We've been at this a while. We do have a potion to stir. I gotta stir it 12 times clockwise, and then 3 times counterclockwise, and then 12 times. Yeah. It's complicated to make those things. I must say, potions. If it was easy, anybody would do it. But it is important to know that you all have magic within you. You do. It's very important to know. This wand is just a conduit for magic. It helps me channel my magic. And I don't necessarily need it. I could just use my hand. Well, it's a ring of power, so ignore the ring. But it's very important to know that you also have within you magical powers. Your words. Words are power. You could elevate the words, or you could decimate with words. You could say something kind, like, I like your hair. Or you could say, what the hell did you do to your hair? Different things right there. Very powerful. It lasts. That magic does. It does. It lasts quite some time. So if you have words to use, be sure to use them wisely. Because sometimes you say things that could hurt people. It lingers with them, sticks in their mind, eats away at them. Other times, you could give someone a compliment. You could tell them how much you like having them around. You do like them. People do like to feel wanted, desired. Not necessarily in a sexual way, but desired. Is that they wanted to be around. Many people, as I saw earlier when I was on the Book of Faces, looking through the Book of Faces, there's so many trolls. And it always reminds me of that story from earlier. The troll who was just sad and lonely, so he kept attacking the village. It wasn't that he was angry or just seeking to cause damage, no. He was a sad and lonely troll. Sometimes, when there are trolls in your channel, you might be able to make friends with them. It's very possible. They just need a bit of kindness. Yes, kindness. It's a wonderful thing, my friends, to use. You have that power within you. And that is about all I can say about that today. Yes, I do have other tales of adventure to tell you. But it has been a long time sitting here now in this uncomfortable chair of sitting. I should probably work on something else for the next time I'm here, which will be Monday. Magical Mondays and Wizarding Wednesdays. That is when I do plan on being here in this witching place. To which I owe the honor of you being here with me in my laboratory. And I would like to thank you all for being here very, very much. And so, to you all, I would like to give this wonderful, wonderful applause. Because I appreciate you being here, spending time with me in my laboratory, even tilting the marbles for just a moment.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Oh, Exxon, welcome to the laboratory. We were rolling marbles for a moment. I'm in this outfit here because it is Wizarding Wednesday, where I was telling tales of my previous adventures. I do have adventures coming up as well, where I will be venturing out into the kingdom of Norcalio at the behest of the king. I'm currently on a quest with some goblins, little tiny green things, and some other things like that. But they're heading out soon for the pirate realms, and I do think that is what's happening there. Ming, welcome. We could switch back to marbles. I forgot that I was not in just chatting. I was just chatting, but then I switched to marbles. And then I started to chat again, just to tell another adventure of I didn't tell the adventure of the dragon egg. I could tell that tale if you're interested in it. Just let me know. We could do that. It's a dragon tale. It does not drag on. It goes by pretty quickly. It's not a long tale. It is a dragon tale. It's important to know. Sometimes people are telling stories and it just drags on and on and on and on. And it's a dragon on tale. And I just, like, come on, get to the point, person. So, let me tell you the tale of the adventure. See, when I was young, I was looking through the book of faces. Oh, wait. I brought it to my I got it from my library here. See, there's so many books that I brought the book from the library to my workshop, and I was able to remember some things there, because the Book of Faces is a magical portal that allows you to see what your friends that you haven't seen in years are up to, or your family that you haven't wanted to see in years is up to. But I was surprised at how many trolls there were. See, it reminded me of this adventure I went on. My friends and I, we went into this wooded adventure story. And we were basically looking for herbs and spices. 11 secret herbs and spices in the sacred forest that are used for chicken. Oh, so here we are in the woods, where we were traveling around, and we were accosted by a group of bandits. Well, we thought they were bandits, but actually they were the king's guard. And it seemed that he wasn't a very powerful or rich king, because we mistaked his king's guard for bandits. I mean, obviously they weren't dressed very well, and their attire wasn't very rich, and their armor was very poor. So they drug us off to the king's I'd hate to call it a castle. Let's just call it a keep. It was, well, that's where he kept all his stuff, so it was a keep, right? Yes. Anyway, so that king, as you were, well, we'll call him a lesser king, because really he was very minor in the story. But he basically offered us all the coin of his little realm there, because it was just a peninsula. If we would go and get the egg in the cave up on the mountainside over there. You can see the mountain from the distance. I don't have a picture of it. I would teleport us there. But there was a cave up there, and we traveled. Somebody's been cutting trees. We traveled up to the cave. We spent a lot of time in caves in our adventures. This cave was like a labyrinthy cave. It was just deep. It went way, way into the mountainside. It was a vast, vast cavern. Like our torches just gave no light. I cast a spell with my wand. We could see into the far reaches of the cavern. And you could smell burnt flesh. See, this was the dragon of Grindley Grund. And the tale was his lunches weren't very much fun. He liked his damsels medium rare. They always came out well done. But we were there looking for the dragon egg in Grindley Grund. My friends and I, there was 2 compatriots on this adventure. There was... Who was on that adventure? Nabi? Nabi. Yes, he was Nabi. Now, Nabi was a great warrior with a big, broad sword that he would swing with both hands, and he was very clumsy with it, and he cut off a couple of toes one time, and so he'd wobble around, and he was Nabi. And we kind of had Nabi knees, and so we called him Nabi. And then there was Chester. Now, Chester, I don't even know how Chester got that name. I mean, who would name their child Chester? But I think he was fond of chests. The kind that have gold in them, or a woman's chest. I've never actually asked. I just know that he was very fond of chests. Chester was. But I digress. Nabi and Chester and I, we ventured off into the cave, seeking... Oh, I almost poked myself in the eye with a wand. Elementary wand safety. Remember, never poke yourself with your wand. I mean, sparks may go off when you're cleaning it. Anyway, we ventured into the cave. I had used my wand to cast a light that allowed us to see into the cave. But unfortunately, it was so bright, we didn't realize that the dragon of Grindley Grund was right there, up in the end. And then Nabi, keen sense of smell, smelt the dragon, and he grabbed me, and he pulled me aside into the darkness, and put out that light, you fool! And so I doused the light of my wand, and then you could hear the... And I thought, oh, there's a troll! There's a troll in the cave. But it turned out that was the roaring, the dragon snoring. The dragon was asleep. So, I then quickly cast a cone of silence upon us. And we moved forward together in a small group, because a cone of silence is very, very narrow, in case you're unaware. You can only get about 6 feet wide in that cone, and then it kind of tapers up like a pyramid, like the pyramid schemes of Egypt of old. So we were in that little cone, and we were shifting and shifting through the cave, trying not to kick any pebbles or rocks. And then it happened that Nabi tripped and fell over a large pile of rocks and smashed through one of those rocks. And then he had egg on his face after that. No, literally, egg on his face. He had broken through one of the dragon's eggs with his face. And he had egg all over, just dripping off of the 2 realms of his beard. He had a beard. He had it in 2 parts and braids like this. And so it was like, and he had egg just dripping down. It was anyway. So we were in the cone of silence, thankfully, still, though. He hadn't fallen out of the cone. And he did damage an egg, which made the dragon snuffle. The dragons are very fond of eggs, but they're not fond of their own eggs being broken. Not sure if you know this. Dragons are very, very protective, not only of gold, which they sometimes hoard, but of eggs. Not all dragons hoard gold. People think that all dragons hoard gold. Some hoard other things. And this dragon was a wax dragon and had hoarded all the candles from the realm. But why the king didn't want us to get the candles, but wanted us to get the egg, we never understood. But we did what we were ordered to do, and we snatched up the other egg. There was only 2 eggs in this nest. I felt very bad for depriving the mother dragon of her eggs, but we knew. Ooh, excuse me. I had some dragon egg earlier. That the dragon would breed and have more babies and terrorize the little village. But we took the egg to the king. We figured he was going to try to raise this dragon like a fool and ride it or something, but it turned out, after all of that perilous work, the dragon egg was to be used for a feast for the king. He invited other nobles from all around to try to prove his power and his wealth that he didn't really have. But he paid us a nice sum of gold for that dragon egg, and we did deliver that egg. It was an interesting thing to watch them eat a dragon egg, because it was really ostrich. It was a big bird egg that we had switched out on them. They didn't know. They'd never seen a dragon egg, so they didn't know, those fools. We took the egg that we did keep, and we did transport it to the wizarding school, where we tried to sell it to some other man who really, really wanted a dragon. And we did. We actually lost it in a poker game. I told him not to gamble, but Nabby wanted to, and he felt he could win. And all we heard about was some kind of 3-headed dog and some other things like that. But we lost the dragon egg in a poker game. And so the lesson here is not gamble with assets that are not just yours, I suppose. You know, look for the treasure and turn it in there. That's an interesting thing. That I've been alone down in my workshop. Let's go back to the workshop here. Because see, I had been working on an elixir of life for the king that I served. And I've been down here for 30 years in this workshop. Pretty much alone. Except for my black cat. Now the black cat is actually a female maiden that I came across. You have to come across a maiden, or... Well, anyway. She was a maiden who was being chased by barbarians, and I saw her, and I distracted the barbarians and got her into safety, and then while they were distracted, I had given her an amulet that I had on a necklace, and she was able to put that amulet around herself and was instantly transfigured into a black cat. And she's been by my side pretty much ever since. And the majority of the time that she is here, she is in a cat form. Lying in the sun, enjoying licking herself. I mean, what, you know, she's flexible now. She does have... She's lost one of those lives, though. So we do know that the 9 lives of a cat was bestowed upon her. Very interesting. Ooh, but this... I think we're getting towards the end of my time here. I've got to go stir the potion. It's got to be stirred 12 times clockwise, twice counterclockwise, 12 times clockwise again. And God, I gotta look it up again. It's in the book. But that's a powerful love potion. Don't breathe in the fumes. Okay? It's very important. because I appreciate you all being here. This is Wizarding Wednesday. I am Lithadora, the Arcane Explorer, telling exploits of my tales and adventures. I do return on Monday. It is Magic Monday. Magic Monday and Wizarding Wednesday. What I'm trying to do now. Keep on schedule with that. It'll be a wonderful time. But for now, I would like to thank you all for being here. I'm going to put up my little screen here and tell you all goodbye. Fare thee well, travelers. Do well on your adventures. Keep your balls safe on the tables. May them roll to the end and give you many victories. I will see you again on Monday, please. The potion should be ready by then, so I need a few days, basically, to get that ready. So I'd like to see you all again then, on Monday, if you would like to return. I do have more tales to tell, more adventures. There was another great story, actually, I needed to tell. But remember, my wand may be magical, but it is not magic of itself. It is only a conduit of magic. Magic comes from within. Each one of you has this great power too. You have words, and words are magic. Use them to lift people up. Use them well. Use your words wisely. Remember, things you say have a way of lasting. And sometimes the words we use can leave a lasting harm. But other times the words we use stay inside people long after you're gone. And that is the hope. Because although I've strived for the potion of immortality, true immortality lies in the memories that we leave with people. So my friends, as I leave you today, I hope that you remember that you are magic, you are important, you are as awesome as any magic in the world, and I do wish you to return again on Monday for Magic Monday. And thank you for being here tonight for my Wizarding Tales. Thank you. Have a great night.